Good morning. Welcome back to the show. James Rule XRP, Tuesday, December the 23rd, 2025. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day, wonderful evening, wherever you are. Let's go ahead and get into it. Today's sponsor is Uphold. I have been with Uphold for about 6 years now. They never delisted XRP. Why do I bring up Uphold? Well, because they now have a debit card. And the Uphold Elite debit card gets you 6% back in your wallet on every purchase for 3 months. Let me show you what I do. I hold RLUSD on the Uphold platform, and I earn 5% yield on RLUSD. Well, I'll go to a retailer, I'll go to a restaurant, I'll go to the bar, I'll go wherever, and I spend my RLUSD on my Uphold debit card, and I get 6% XRP back in my wallet. Enjoy the ride, people. Be sure to click on the link below, sign up, get you a card, and they are also offering an additional 4% if you set up direct deposit. So you can get 10% XRP back on everything you do on Uphold with the card and direct deposit. Check it out. Tell them James Rule XRP sent you by. Total crypto market, 3.05 trillion. We dropped a little bit. That's okay. It's the holidays. It's the end of the year, blah, blah, blah. Bitcoin is $87,853. Ethereum is $2,960. XRP is $1.90. There are opportunities await. $1.90, $1.90, $1.90. Yes, we've gone up to $3. Yes, we've gone up to $2.50. Yes, many of you may have purchased above $1.90, but don't worry. Good things are coming. Let's go ahead and get in the news real quick because I have to get out here and go do some shopping. Representative Max Miller unveils bipartisan bill to update the tax rules for digital assets. Yes, 2025 crypto taxes are coming up. There is a new form that is going to have to be submitted via the IRS in the United States. And I think it's a bunch of garbage, but it is what it is. I mean, some people get paid in crypto. Some people, we got capital gains. Some people get paid. We got transfers. We got, trades, all the above. And they're trying to tax us on everything. Well, right here it says Congressman Max Miller had proposed legislation to update federal tax rules for digital assets. The bill intends to provide clarity and a level playing field in taxing for all players in the digital asset economy while promoting compliance and innovation. It says Miller's proposed bill to streamline and update crypto taxation. As arguably the global leader in digital assets and financial technology, the U.S. is intensifying efforts to provide foundational guardrails and regulatory clarity to support the advancement of these emerging technologies. Miller's bill will contribute to these legislative moves, especially regarding clarity, equality, and fairness in how tax obligations are administered to investors, consumers, and institutions. Quote, American tax code has failed to keep pace with modern financial technology, stated Representative Miller. This bipartisan legislation brings clarity, parity, fairness, and common sense to the taxation of digital assets. It protects consumers making everyday purchases, ensuring the rules are clear for innovation and investors, and strengthens compliance so everyone plays by the same rules. So let's take a look at this bill. Discussion draft, 119th Congress, first session. It goes through the bill. It says the amendment to amend the Internal Revenue Code of 1986 to provide for the tax treatment of digital assets. It goes here and it talks about stable coins. It talks about making purchases with stable coins, limits on stable coins. It talks about trading. It talks about, income, all the above. And it's still kind of confusing to all, but I tell you what, when you file your 2025 taxes here coming up, you're going to have to, and you're going to have to include your digital asset transactions, your buys, your sells, your moves, your gifts, all the above. It's going to be a pain in the ass, and your CPA is probably not going to know what to do because most CPAs out there are against digital assets. They don't want to dip their toes into it. And it's pretty crazy. Okay, so the first batch of tax forms for crypto transactions sow confusion. It says cryptocurrency investors will head into a new and confusing tax season next year as they receive the first ever batch of reporting statements disclosing information from the digital asset transactions and navigate potential differences in federal and state rules. The new Form 1099-DA, digital assets, launches a federal effort to improve compliance by supplying uniform statements summarizing gross sales from certain digital asset transactions. While improving taxpayer reporting around digital assets has been a priority for several years, the new standardized forms mark the first time exchanges, brokers, and payment platforms have a duty to supply matching transaction records to both taxpayers and the Internal Revenue Service. So if you have made a shit ton of trades this year, if you have traded, if you have bought, if you have sold, if you have purchased things, it's going to be a pain in the ass because you're going to have to go from January 1st to December 31st on every transaction you made on exchanges, all the above, all the above, all the above. And yes, it's going to be a pain in the ass, pardon my language. Here is the tax form, IRS. Copy A of this form is provided for informational purposes only. Copy A appears in red, similar to the official IRS, and blah, blah, blah. We're going to kind of scroll in. This is the form, digital asset proceeds from broker transactions for Internal Revenue Service Center. It kind of goes through and it's got all the information here that has to be filled in based on trades. And if you go to each one of your cryptocurrency exchanges like Coinbase, Uphold, Kraken, many others, you can get your tax forms for the entire year to incorporate into your tax software. Yes, it's a pain in the butt, but it's going to have to be done. And I disagree with taxation. I disagree with taxes. I think it's criminal, but you know, if you make money, you got to pay the government for what you made, or if you made a transaction, if you made losses, if you made gains. It is a pain in the butt, people. It is a pain in the butt. But here's some positive news. Pro-crypto U.S. regulators formed the Dream Team as the SEC and the CFTC alignment builds breakout pressure. It says crypto market optimism is surging as unified SEC and CFTC leadership point to clear rules, lighter friction, and stronger U.S. backing, accelerating expectations for institutional adoption and a decisive regulatory turning point for digital assets. White House AI and crypto David Sachs shared on social media platform on December 22nd, extraordinarily excited to have the leader of Michael Selig as chair of the CFTC as this critical juncture for digital assets. Along with SEC Chair Paul Atkins, President Trump has created a dream team to define clear regulatory guidelines for the 21st century. And we are becoming the crypto capital of the world, the United States, people. And it's going to happen. And once we get this Clarity Act passed, and once all of these other puzzle pieces start to come into effect, we're going to see a lot of amazing things happen. I'm going to leave a link to everything covered here in the description of the video. Be sure to check everything out and break it down for you. Be sure to subscribe to my YouTube channel. And before I leave here, John Squire at the Crypto Squire gets this video out. It says, if this XRP video doesn't give you chills, then you have absolutely no idea what it truly represents. And Digital Asset Investor created this video a while back. It's 4 minutes and 9 seconds long. Listen to it in its entirety. If I get copyrighted on it, so be it. I don't care. I just want to share this with you. And have a good day. Watch the video, soak it up, and we'll see you very soon. James Rule XRP. I told you so.
I think there will be a day when you won't be able to get XRP. And that is when it is game over. Many of you haven't been here over the long term. These deep state attorneys, they're all in the same group. They're all there to defend what the SEC is doing. They know that they're having these backroom meetings just like they had in Ethgate. That's what they're trying to do, is through regulatory capture to rig the system so that all of them can stay in power and keep their revolving door in the same bullcrap that has destroyed this country. That's what it's about. That's how they all play the game. And that's why they come after people like us. There's something happening in crypto with Trump taking over. There's something happening that is being missed. And it's forming right before your eyes if you're looking out for it. Let me explain to you why I've been here since 2013. It's all about liquidity. As when the time comes and when everything finally gets turned on, that the utility of these things is flowing through them. At some point, the majority of the speculators will figure out this thing's slowly rising. And now, why would we be on the selling side of a slow rising asset price? Not just going to slow rise, but it's going to rocket. And I think we're going to get to see some crazy stuff into the future. I'm here as a long-term investor in the Internet of Value and what I think is going to change my family's lives over a long period of time. I think I'm right. I think I'm 1,000% right. And this is what I believe right here. Once you realize the liquidity is making XRP a slow rising bathtub of water, at some point, the only sellers you're going to have are going to be people who, well, this is more money than I'll ever have in my life, and so I'm going to just sell now. But the people that truly recognize what XRP is are going to realize that this is going to be a slowly rising bathtub of water due to its utility, and the sky's the limit. What a long, strange trip it has been. I think this is a game changer.
Today, moving money between networks, you can't send money from PayPal to Venmo, cross-border international payments. The friction is high, the cost is high. Ripple aspires to really enable that internet of value to let value move seamlessly across borders. We will see that future by leveraging technologies like crypto. And I'm very optimistic about the future because eventually we'll get regulatory clarity here in the United States, the largest economy in the world.
Donald Trump will usher in a new era of crypto-friendly policies and legislation during his first 100 days. What's that mean to you?